you been? It's been a while since
Yeah,
the jam night.
that jam night was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's fun.
That's cool to see. Like just to see people just able to get up and just play together.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, it's like I guess it's really different. I mean, it's super different from the normal shows you do as an artist or as a musician, where like like you kind of prepare a set and you prepare your songs and you kind of just play it.
Hmm.
But I wanted to do something where it's like no rules,
Hmm.
no rehearsals, just kind of get up there and let musos do their thing.
What made you decide to do that?
I think that reason of like a lot of the time when you meet other artists, and you jam with other artists, it's really like it feels sometimes set up or like kind of
Yeah.
icky. You meet at like events or stuff like that, and I don't know. I wanted to create a night where everyone's in their own element
Hmm.
because like once you get on stage, for a lot of people who that's kind of their thing, it just becomes natural. So kind of wanted to create this night where artists could get together and jam without expectations, and just have fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just loads of like we're just up there having fun for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
it's a
It's fun for the people watching too because it's so relaxed.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like
Cool.
they like as an audience member, you kind of get to follow along on the journey because like we don't do a single rehearsal for those shows.
Yeah.
So it's very like we're coming up with it on the spot. So you kind of if something fails, you get to see it, and if something goes well, then you get to see it as well.
Yeah. I think it's better that way. It brings personality into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean that's good to hear that it came across that way.
It was
We're
awesome.
just having fun.
You've just announced that you're going on tour. That is crazy. Um, how did that come about?
The tour came about. Honestly, I've never done my own headline tour before. This is my first headline tour
Yep.
that I'm doing across Australia, and we're doing Europe and America as well. So that'll be fun. But I think I was a little hesitant and scared to do it because I wasn't sure if I had enough people who would buy a ticket to come
Yeah.
to a show. But after doing, I recently opened for the Driver Era. I don't know
Yep.
if you know that band, like Russ Lynch, Rocky Lynch, their band,
Yep.
um, and just opened for their shows across Australia, and we just had a really good time, and people resonated with the music, and from there we were like, maybe it's feel like it's time to announce a headline tour. So put it out there, tried to see what happened, and like incredibly, Sydney and Brisbane sold out in 24 hours.
Wow.
The whole tour sold out in a week. So for me, it's like I'm still processing it because I can't imagine. I'm not that I can't imagine, but it's crazy to me that someone bought a ticket to come see my show.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's I haven't processed it yet, but
Nice. Yeah.
but
Um,
yeah, it's crazy.
what goes into like your preparation for that? Like how much preparation is there for tour?
I mean, I guess as much as anything, but my main focus for this tour, I guess, is because I've done a lot of well, where people have seen me play the most is on support shows, like
Yeah.
opening for Driver Era or recently Kaleo, I opened for that band. Um, so when you're doing a support slot, you have like 30-minute set. It's super compact, and you kind of have to like yeah, compact everything down into like a 30-minute set. So now that it's my own show, I get the freedom to play for like an hour. So naturally, that means I can have more fun with like arrangements and yeah, I guess just less. There's going to be more space and everything, and yeah, I guess a way to represent myself more musically. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's really
So
cool.
yeah, yeah. So I guess more guitar solos,
Yep.
more jamming, all that kind of stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And you've just released Feeling Lost. What's that song about?
When you're one step off the edge, you think that you might fall and break and bend. Well, let me remind you, my friend, put it behind you, my friend. Let me
Feel
remind
Lost is a song I wrote about. I think sometimes in the world we live in today, it's kind of sometimes it's easy to lose yourself with
Mhm.
in terms of like social media or just in general. So I kind of wrote that song as a little note to myself to uh to hold on in those scary moments, when kind of everything seems like it's up in the air. It's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be all right. It's you know you'll find yourself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I kind of listen to it. I don't listen to a lot of my songs
Mm.
because I've worked because I mean you when
Yeah.
you
You
make music you
so
work on it for
hard.
like two
Yeah.
years. Yeah, and by the time they're out, you're like, okay, cool. I'm done with that
You
one.
don't
But
know whether you
that's
like it or not anymore. Yeah. Because you listen to it
yes,
too much. Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure you know as well. Like you
Yeah.
kind of lose perspective on it.
Yeah.
But Feeling Lost is the one song on my EP that I've kind of came back and listened to when I feel like I need it. Um, which I don't know is kind of special, and people seem to resonate with it as well. Not that many people, but if one person can relate to the song, like that means the world to me. So
Yeah. And you're about to release an EP, your debut EP.
yes,
What made you decide that it was the right time for you to do that?
I think I don't know. I mean, it's my first body of work that I'm putting out into the world. So all the songs have been done for a while, and we've kind of just been uh, testing the waters, putting them out one by one. But I feel like that I've been playing live so much, and my sound is kind of changing. So I feel like it was kind of time to just put this body of work out and kind of move on to the next sound. Because
What?
not naturally, I mean, your sound changes and evolves and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How would you describe your sound at the moment?
at the moment, for me, I mean, the people I'm inspired by are people like Prince and Stevie Wonder and Lenny Kravitz and Bruce Springsteen, which I feel like have do this really amazing mix of like making music that is musical and like can be musically respected, but also like digestible.
Hmm.
You don't listen to a Prince song and you're like, oh, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
It feels simple, but then if you break it down, it's actually quite complex. So I don't know. That's not really a as much a genre or anything. I guess if I had to describe my music in a genre, I guess it sits somewhere between like pop and funk and
Yeah.
R&B ish.
Describing your music,
It's
describing music is so hard. I find it really difficult thing to do. Like, it's not
it's
so.
every artist's least favorite question. It's like, what is my music? It
Yeah.
makes you kind of question. But I feel like I feel like especially today, like genre doesn't really matter anymore.
No.
I feel like people don't really listen to a specific genre, like especially because of how TikTok works and
Yeah.
how we all consume music. Like you can kind of get into anything. Like you can be listening to like Steven Sanchez, which is soul essentially, and then listen to Charlie XCX the next second.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's a cool space to be in to
Yeah.
create. I think it's inspiring. It feels
Yeah.
like there's no rules ish, you
Yeah.
know?
Better that way.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be a part of a project I'm working on, which is a big painting about emerging artists and musicians. And have you ever been painted before?
I have not been painted before, so this is a incredible honor for me. So thank you so much for having me on this.
Okay. Is there a certain way like you hope to be like perceived as an artist?
Well, I mean, I've got a big nose, so as long as you don't get me from a side angle, then we should be no.
No.
Um, Perceived as an artist. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you came to the jam night, and I think you took some photos and inspiration there. And I feel like for me, number one as an artist, but just as a human, like I've always felt like when I have a guitar in front of me and there's a band behind me and I'm just playing,
Hmm.
I feel like that's when I feel most myself or
Yeah,
in tune or that's my happy place. That's my therapy. So
that's awesome.
um so I think it was really special for you to be able to come out to that jam night because to be honest, like especially during that jam night because it's so improvised and requires you to be so on your feet.
Mhm.
um I kind of just black out the entire 3 hours and
Yeah,
just play. So if that's like the inspiration that you're going off and for the
yeah,
references and stuff, I think I'm really interested to see what you take from it
yeah.
because I wasn't really thinking about anything. I'm just kind of up there having fun
Mhm.
playing music with my friends. So however it comes out, might be some crazy guitar faces, I imagine.
Yeah,
I know that that's a thing for me.
that's what I'm going for in the painting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just as long as I don't look too much in pain. You
Okay.
know, sometimes it's like you're really going for it, and
Yeah.
no, no,
Um,
but yeah, I'm excited to
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, cool. Do you still get nervous to play? Like I know you've been doing it for so long. Does that feeling ever go away for you?
Um, no, and I don't think it ever will. You know, you always get a bit of like it's a different it's different different nerves than because I mean I've been playing live since I was around 9. I used to play in like my dad's band on the weekend and stuff. So I guess I've grown up musically playing live. So I wouldn't say it's second nature, but it's definitely something that just feels super comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But you always feel a bit of nerves, you know?
Yeah.
It keeps you in check. If like I'm worried if I don't feel nerves before I show, you know, especially if you're going out to play in front of like a bunch of people, like a lot of people, like on the Driver Era tour. It's like
Mhm.
if you don't feel a little bit of nerves, then something's wrong. You should check yourself, you
Yes.
know?
Yep.
But like someone told me like nerves and excitement is the same chemical or
Yeah,
feeling or
something
something,
called
and
that.
it's just how you, yeah, you've heard that as well. Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah. So that's
played a
that's a good
couple.
one for me. Yeah, yeah. If you work through the nerves, then and
Yeah.
it just becomes excitement, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
How do you stay
No, but
composed
yeah.
before you go out on the stage?
Like pre-show ritual kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Um, I think depends on the night, but sometimes I like to blast some tunes backstage,
Mhm.
just whatever we're feeling that night, and it kind of helps you just loosen up a little bit, you
Yeah.
know? That like I guess breathing, watch your breathing,
Yeah.
because if you're like like slow your like everything on stage. Actually, I heard this Prince quote, and apparently he used to be like, when you're up on stage, you need to half it, like because you get excited, you get nerves a little bit, everything, you know, adrenaline's pumping, and you tend to speed through your set.
Mhm.
So if you feel that up there, like if like the beat's like this to one of your songs, half time it. So instead of this, you go right, and
Yep.
then naturally in doing that, there's so much more space
Yeah.
between each note and each beat, and you just kind of feel comfortable on the stage. So
Yep.
that's been a big mental thing for me as well. That and like I always love a something that I've developed because I've just started touring with a drummer of mine, Matt. You know, I've been touring solo up until now, and then recently we've finally been able to bring a drummer on the road with me, and a little pre-show huddle. You know, it's always it's a good vibe, helps you stay
Yeah.
present.
Yep.
So yeah, those are the probably the things for me at the moment, but I'm sure it'll change, you know.
Yeah. You do remind me a lot of Prince. I said this when I first met you. Like it's weird. like like in
Yeah.
a good way, not completely because like you're your own artist, but I can definitely see like elements of Prince even just talking to you. It's really cool.
I mean, he's one of my heroes, you know, so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Australian music industry? Like as an emerging artist, how do you navigate that?
How do I navigate the Australian music industry? Um, that's a good question. I mean, I'm pretty fresh to it as well. And I feel like it's the same as any other industry. Just surround yourself with good people and a good team. And I feel like I'm really blessed to have an amazing, beautiful team around me,
Yeah.
full of good people. And yeah, you attract you attract people that have similar interests to you and similar personalities, you know. So just surround yourself with good like there's good and bad people everywhere. So surround yourself with good people and that's kind of it, you know. That's just like life, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm learning. There's
Yeah.
there's yeah, just good people and then stuff normally works out all right.
Yeah. If you could give one piece of advice to other emerging artists, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's difficult because I'm still figuring it out myself, to be honest.
Yeah. I guess you just gave a piece of advice in like keeping people close that are supportive of you and like good people around.
I'll take it. That's
Yep.
what I said.
Yep.
Yep.
Good
That's
advice.
that's my thank you.
Good
Let's
advice.
go. Let's
Um,
go with that.
Do you have any questions for me about like the painting or anything?
Yeah, I mean, like, how's it like? What's your process, I guess, going into um painting something like that? Are you going off like a specific reference, or is it the feeling you get from like the music or the artist, or like, what's your process to the
Um,
project? Because I'm not a visual artist at all, like,
yeah,
you know, so I'm interested.
yeah. Well, I guess because I'm a musician as well, it's like
Mm,
it's about the feeling of you want to be heard, or the feeling of it's like the internal struggle of the artist, but it's in a way that's um like represented in a way of live music because
mm,
I guess I found that was like there's so much emotion in that, and it
yeah.
represents so much more than just like watching someone play live. There's so much internally going on in the artist, especially like a young artist. Um,
Mm,
like to stand on a stage and play in front of all those people and try to figure out who you are as an artist, and basically like I've been trying to think about what the painting's really about, and I
mm.
guess like we're singing for our lives. We're singing because it's calling to us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less of a choice. It's more of just like you just have to, like, what else would we do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really beautiful. That's awesome, you know? And like the live thing is special. And it's really cool that you're trying to capture that,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's the most intimate and personal experience, like, and as an artist you can have with an audience member or whatever, someone comes to the show, like you're sharing the same moment in the same room. Whatever you play, whatever you sing, like that's instantaneous,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a really special moment. So that's really cool that you're capturing that as opposed to like a studio shot or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's
That's awesome.
the most honest moment, you know? Like you're so
Yeah.
vulnerable, yet you're so like filled with energy.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You can't fake it up there. Like once you're on that stage, and if you do, like people sniff through it so easily. Like inauthenticity is so easy to sniff through,
Yeah, you just gotta own
So
everything you up there.
you gotta own it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Amazing. Thank you very much for having me.
See you, Ben. Thank you.
See ya. Take care.